Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Dizzy at Hateful Games, and this is a different video than I usually do. Usually, I'm doing Delta Force gameplay, but today this is my sprint to 100% completion in Skyrim Special Edition. I got some help from some people over on the Reddit community on how the hell to get to this point, and we will be going over my little experience with it as well as the fight itself. And so, to begin with, the achievement I needed to get was the Legend achievement. To get this achievement, you just defeat a legendary dragon. Sounds pretty simple. At this point in the game, you've defeated a ton of dragons, I would hope, and so a legendary dragon should not be that big of a deal. You already have a pattern down to kill these things. The issue with that is that legendary dragons do not start spawning in Skyrim until at least level 78, and then at that point you have to find one. Finding one shouldn't be that hard. Getting to level 78 though is the problem, because most people, once they've actually finished the game, that includes all DLCs, the main quest line, just every little thing they could think of to do, they are only in their 50s. So when I ended it, I was around level 55, 56. So that's where we're starting the journey at, level 55, level 56. And our journey got some help, and this starts from It's Hey Doc. He's the one that actually gave me the solution that you're going to be seeing in the background of this video, for most of the video at least, up until the fight. And that solution was a linked YouTube video that I will also have the link to the YouTube video down in the description below, and I'll also be showcasing here. We also had Byrizico. I'm so sorry that I'm butchering that. He gave another solution regarding using a spell in the illusion category. I did not have this spell. I went hunting for it a little bit, couldn't find it, had to search it up on Google, found out that it seems like it's more of a mod than it actually is an in-game homegrown spell. And now we're going to go back to talk about that YouTube video mentioned a moment ago. This comes from Psych Zero Data. It's a mage-like glitch that apparently has been around for at least a year. 75,000 other people you knew about it. I never knew about it. I hadn't been playing Skyrim though in the last year. I have played Skyrim though since its release, so maybe it's just something that's always been there that someone found new. I don't know. Either way, the glitch is pretty simple and pretty easy to, do. You just go over to this area of solitude, you grab some mage light, you start casting out into the sky at night, and you start seeing your alteration level just increase. Now, a few things to keep in mind while you're doing this. When you hit level 100 in your alteration category, you're going to want to immediately go and actually prestige it, because if you don't, then you're just casting alteration and not getting any benefits out of it, so you're wasting your time in that category. Also, once you do that, and say you already casted a couple of mage light balls, like one or two or something, you might see your alteration level just continue to increase even though you're not really doing anything. So just go ahead and wait for it to actually finish doing what it's doing, because you might see that your alteration goes from 15, which is what it resets to, all the way to like 31. That happened to me a couple times, so I just waited a moment for it to catch itself up, because it has to go through the entire leveling animation before it stops. On that note, you also want to make sure that when you hit level 1, the next level, you stop, pay into your system however you want. If you want health, stamina, or magic, as we just saw me do earlier, that's what you're going to want to do. And you just continue doing this for as long as you need to and or want to get to the level and or, get the perks that you want. It's going to be done pretty easily and very early on, since getting to Solitude only requires you to get to Whiterun to get into the carriage to just, go over here and do this. Although you do have to have Mage Light and at least enough Magicka to start doing it. Now, for this fight, I had to figure out where in the world I wanted to go, and I ended up deciding on Workstead, because I figured I would be able to at least see any dragons flying around in the plains of Rorikstead to Whiterun, and it so happened that I didn't need to actually look that hard. Now, for those of you that might have a keen eye, you might notice that Rorikstead looks a little bit different than it should. That's because I am playing this version of Skyrim with some modifications to it There's no gameplay like overhaul kind of mods. It's just mainly like upgrades to the game itself. And there's our dragon coming inbound, which I honestly thought was an ancient dragon when it was pulling up and not a legendary. But hey, it was a legendary, and I got lucky my first try and didn't even have to actually go hunting for it. It apparently wanted to come and hunt me and or the people of Rorikstead. This fight, like I mentioned earlier, is pretty basic when it comes to most dragon fights. You know, by the time in the late game, everyone has a pattern of what they like to do and how they like to approach these fights. Mine is pretty simple and probably is pretty simple for anyone else. Use Dragon Ren, bring the dragon down to some location, go to said location, start throwing things at it until the dragon die. In this case, I just shoot it with my dragon bow and arrows, and eventually I come up to it with sword and shield of dragon make and just start going to town on it. I also do some stupid stuff that I have done continuously while playing this game, since I was playing this on mouse and keyboard, and I don't often play Skyrim on mouse and keyboard because previously to this, like I said, I've been playing it since the game had came out. So I played it on 360. I then played it again on Xbox One, and there's my stupidity of dropping my sword mid-fight. That was a great thing to do. Anyways, continuing on. So Xbox One, and then I've also played it on Switch. And in each and every case I played this game, I've always beat it. And when it came to PC, I modified one version of this game to the point where I accidentally broke it. And then for some reason, Steam was like, "Here you guys go. Everyone gets another copy of Skyrim because Bethesda or Steam, I don't know." And so that's how I ended up with a special edition where I was able to finally complete the game on the PC and actually 100% the game for the first time in my goddamn life. As you can see, fight's pretty basic, everything's pretty basic. We just keep going and killing. Unfortunately, there was 2 casualties in this endeavor, and that was the 2 White Running Guards that decided to go YOLO on a dragon the size of, a good house. Now, what are my thoughts on 100%ing Skyrim? I think it's fun. It was pretty fun to do, pretty easy to do overall, other than this one achievement, and that was just because of my level when I completed the game to getting to the end of it. It's a very hard grind that I don't want to have to go through, and when I say hard, I don't mean that like it's actually hard to do. It's just hard in the fact that you don't want to have to grind it, and I don't want to have to grind it. I don't have much time to play games, so sitting there to grind and grind and grind and grind just to get to this one achievement, in my opinion, wasn't going to be worth it. So I do thank the community for Steam Achievements over on Reddit for coming around and being like, here's what you can do to try to get that level 278 so you can find that dragon. I very much appreciated that, especially that there was a lot of responses and a lot of upvotes on that, which I don't usually get on Reddit in the first place. I mean, I don't really need them either, but it was nice to see that there's an active community out there willing to help people out to get that 100%. Have I 100% a lot of games? No. I have this game now and Shadow of Mordor are like my 2 AAA title games that I've actually 100%ed. Otherwise, I don't have any other games that I've 100%ed. I'm close to a couple of them, but I just have to choose my next adventure that I want to go on to 100%. Now, I will say this. If you're going to choose a game to 100%, make sure you're actually going to like the game to play. It's going to be a real grind, regardless of what the game is, in all honesty. But it's going to be a fun one if you like the game you're going to play. And I do thank you all for showing up to watch this video to help me get to my 100% completion and Skyrim Special Edition. If you'd like to continue watching on for more of these videos, because I will be doing more of these little 100% completion videos once they come around for the end games of them all, please, like and subscribe and, hit the ding button. If you want to learn more about Delta Force, though, on the other hand, go ahead and go there. Selfless plug. Let's go. Thanks for watching.